girl who died 6 months ago had been ordering takeaway for months, and she ordered at 4 a.m. every time. Every day, the delivery man would receive an order from a girl. There are all sorts of strange notes written on the order. As long as the delivery boy is handsome, she can have rice instead of vegetables. And the girl always wore a cartoon mask when she picked up her order. At first, Tony didn't care, but enjoyed the experience. But 2 days ago, the girl suddenly stopped ordering. Nearest she ordered again on Thursday, a few hours earlier than the previous daily habit. But the pickup order still got Tony. But this time the girl didn't leave a note. When Tony delivered the food, the girl was still wearing a face mask. But she didn't seem as cheerful as before, and there was some concern in her eyes. She pinched Tony's hand when she took the delivery. Then she quickly closed the door. This unusual situation attracted Tony's attention. He wanted to knock on the door to ask about the situation, but there was no response from the room. Soon, the noise of the knocking attracted the neighbor next door. He angrily blamed the delivery man for his behavior, but at the same time, the neighbor's words, however, turned Tony's concerns into doubts. He said no one lives here. Tony explains that he's been delivering to this house for 3 months, but the neighbor repeated that no one had lived here for a long time. Are you bringing food to the Iron Gate? The neighbor thought Tony might be a thief and told him to leave or he'd call the police. But it was these words that alerted Tony. He was worried about the girl and went to the police. At the same time, the property owner came along. But what they said was even more baffling. They said the resident's name was Linda. She died in a car accident 6 months ago. The house has been empty for a long time. The police checked the records and confirmed what the property owner said. So we thought the delivery man might be mentally challenged. So they told him to come back when he saw the lady. But Tony knew in his heart there was nothing wrong with him. He tried to call the girl's phone, but there's no answer on the phone. Ever since then, Tony had something on his mind. He couldn't concentrate on his work all day. That day, he came to Officer Peter's house to deliver food. He saw the police uniform hanging in the house. Tony decided to tell him the strange story. He was sure that the girl with the mask was real. It's very possible that something went wrong the day he delivered her last meal. Tony even felt that there was someone behind the door. When Peter heard that, he thought it made sense. So he called his colleague and decided to investigate the situation. He opened the door and found no signs of prying, and the furniture in the house was covered with white cloth. No one had lived there for a long time, but there was a strange phenomenon. The fridge was cold. Kitchenware and some corners were clean. There's no dust at all, and the water in the pipes is clean. The same with the toilet. And they found a fresh hair follicle on the toilet floor. It's obvious. This house could have been occupied recently, but the layout of the house gives the impression that it's unoccupied. The policewoman Carla also found a computer and an internet connection. One thing she couldn't figure out. You said the girl had a car accident in May, but from May 13th, the network's usage history is blank. But 7 days later, the network was still in use, and the time period of use was similar to the previous one. She's been using the same websites and playing the same games. Did the girl come back to life? And it's exactly when the girl was supposed to go home after 7 days. But the police won't believe this kind of unscientific thing. Colleagues began to doubt the delivery man's story. That's when Peter said, the delivery man appeared to be lucid when he stated this fact. From the traces we've seen so far, there must be something going on in this house that no one knows about. However, the current conditions are not conducive to an investigation. So after discussing the matter, they decided to investigate privately. First, they went to the girl's parents' house, but something even more incomprehensible happened.